Hey Steve, how you doing today?
I'm slow today. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well, just trying to survive another week.
Yeah, it's been a last hectic couple days.
And I know we fly out tomorrow, so that even adds to our schedule.
Yes.
Steve and I are going to Boston to meet with some of the best legal minds in the country to sort of roundtable ideas. We always learn so much from these groups.
Okay, and I'm wondering, are we going to get some cool weather up there?
I think so. I checked. The high is like 80 on Saturday, so it's a nice break from this Florida heat that we've been experiencing down here.
Oh, it's been brutal. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. Well, we got a couple questions in today, so I want to go over these. First one is, hi, I need some advice on a car accident claim. We were T-boned by a car who didn't stop at the stop sign, so full responsibility is on them. The other party has insurance and has already contacted us. Me, my husband, and my mother all were injured in the accident and were sent to the emergency room. My 6-week-old baby was also in the car, but luckily he seems fine. We are not sure if we should hire a lawyer for our claim since our injury is minor with cushion and cuts, and the lawyer will generally take 1/3 of our compensation. But the emotional distress caused by this accident still affects me to this day. Since my baby was in the car, and when I drive around, I am hesitant to drive him anywhere. I will be really appreciative if anyone can give me some suggestions. If we don't hire a lawyer, what's the proper way to approach the case in order to maximize the compensation? So there's been studies done that show people who retain an attorney get higher settlements or results from the insurance company. And the thought process behind that is every case is geared whether it's going to go to trial or not. It's based off of what a jury would value the case. And when people handle cases by themselves, insurance companies do not take them serious because the threat of a jury trial is limited. Most people do not file a lawsuit on their behalf and can litigate it and take it all the way to trial. So therefore, insurance companies typically lowball those people to get them to accept a settlement. Do you have any advice or any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a really good point, Beach. Thinking about this over my career, I can't tell you the number of times that I have had clients come in and with this kind of same question, should I hire you or should I handle this on my own? And they really don't want to treat. And one of the benefits of hiring an attorney is, as you just said, the insurance company is going to take you seriously. And there was one major insurance company that did this study, and the memo of that study got out, and it showed that it was like 8 times, I believe, as I remember, you got 8 times more with an attorney. But the other thing is, with an attorney, attorneys who have seen accident cases year after year after year know what people normally go through medically, and they're able to direct them to get medical care that they may not even be thinking about. And sometimes that medical care uncovers hidden injuries like a herniated disc in the back. And with those hidden injuries that are now uncovered and now treated, that adds tremendous value to the case. So not only does the client get medically treated for something they didn't uncover without that attorney's help, but they also add tremendous value to their case. The other thing here, they're talking about their 6-week-old child and the mental trauma. I think we would have to address that with them too.
Definitely. The mental trauma associated with a crash is one of your damages that you can recover. It's not just the physical pain and suffering you go through, it's also the mental pain and suffering. I got 2 young kids at home, and I couldn't imagine, if one of them were involved in a crash and what it would be going through my mind, and, especially driving with them in the vehicle afterwards. Parents' biggest fear is their kid being injured or something bad happening to their kid. But I think that goes back to what you were saying is, I would be interested to see if this person has talked to anybody and explained this trauma and stress and anxiety that they're dealing with. You know, so many people, it's been natural in our society for years to sort of just toughen up, whether it be physically or mentally, and people try to push through that. And many times we can help clients get in to see, talk to a therapist or a mental health counselor that can help advise them and give them the tools necessary to overcome these. And not only does that help the person mentally, but it also gives us the medical documentation we need to prove and take it to the insurance company to get this person compensated for what not only are they feeling physically, but also mentally.
And that is a great point. I have witnessed jury trials where the defense attorney comes up to the stand and there's a client, not my client, this was another attorney's client, was suing for mental trauma. And the defense attorney pulls out a big old file of papers. He said, I'm looking here for the records where you sought treatment for this mental trauma, and I don't seem to find any. Am I missing something? And the jury's waiting to see. And the person said, well, I never sought treatment. And the defense attorney says something to the effect, well, so you never sought treatment, so you didn't think it was that important. And there are ways to counter that argument, but the point is the medical records are the proof. Juries will believe what a doctor writes. Many times they're skeptical of what you say if you come in without the documentation. So your point was really on point.
One of the best things I heard early on in my career is it's not necessarily the truth, it's the proof. And I think that's why this person definitely needs to hire an attorney so that they can get the documentation both for the mental anxiety that this person is feeling, but also the physical pain, make sure that they get the proper treatment. Because I tell all my clients, listen, there's two sides of this case. Obviously, my goal and my job is to get you as much money as possible. But the other side is to make sure that you get the treatment you need. You have one body, you have one life. And that's part of our job as an attorney, is making sure that our clients get the treatment they need so they can recover physically or mentally and move on with their life, while also making sure that we have the documentation we need to prove what they're going through.
Absolutely. That's well spoken.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening today. If you have any questions about what we discussed today or any case, please don't hesitate to reach out to Steve or I at Brooks Law Group. Our phone number is 863-299-1962. And once again, thanks for listening.
And remember, look to Brooks.com.
Thank you.